2020.
Yeah, January.
January. Let's start off with January.
Like I said, we were blindsided. This news, like, I remember to this day, like, me in the kitchen, it was a Sunday morning. I had Sundays off from work. I was well rested, about to start cooking. And then I just see a notification on my phone. Kobe passed away. I was just like, no, this is fake. And I go on Sports Center, boom, they're talking about how it was Kobe, his daughter, and a couple other people's families. I'm just like, this is real? Like, it just felt like everything was just still, And that was January, the first month of 2020.
Yeah, January 26th. I remember I was off my phone for a little bit. I was just watching some TV. And then I picked up my phone. First thing I do is go on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And then it was at the top. It was TMZ, of course.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That broke the news.
So that's why I kind of didn't really believe it.
Yeah, because TMZ, they always like to say some shit, and it's like you gotta wait until like the real news press comes out and says something. But TMZ was the first. It said breaking in caps.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant has died. Reading it, and I'm just like, wait. What? Like this Kobe, he died? Like what do you mean? Like when I seen it, I obviously like I couldn't believe it, just like everyone else.
Yeah.
Kobe, we grew up Celtics fans, and like that Celtics Lakers rivalry, that means a lot to us. Yes. So like naturally we didn't like the opposition, the rivalry, but like it's way obviously it's way bigger than basketball, and I've always been a fan of Kobe. Like Kobe is our Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was such a great player, and just seeing that, I was just like,
just shocked, just like
I was speechless. I looked at my phone, my mouth dropped, and I didn't want to believe it. I felt like that day is when the earth stood still.
Yeah.
And his impact was felt all around the world. Like all around the world was just mourning, breaking down the fact that Kobe Bryant and his daughter too, and tragically passed.
And then the first thing is like, how? You know what I mean? Like, how did this happen? And then to find out it was like from a helicopter, because at first they were saying all the helicopters like swirling around in the air. Like we were getting the news late.
Yeah.
By the time it already crashed, we were getting the news that it was still in the air.
Yep.
So to find out that it was from a helicopter and there was a big storm, like why did they even ride that helicopter if they knew there was a big fog storm? It was just so much things that made you not believe it. You didn't want to accept it because Kobe, his personality, the person he was becoming outside of an athlete, like, because he's been retired for like a good year at that point, right? So what he was doing with his daughter, them being at games prior to those days, they were heading to practice. It was just one of those deaths that just makes the world stop. There's only a couple of times that's happened. I think Michael Jackson, when he died, that happened.
He crashed the internet.
Yeah, like
Google was crashed for a while because everyone they didn't want to believe it. At the time, social media wasn't at its peak. Like it was still very low key. Everyone was like MySpace and AIM and all that, so it wasn't as popular. So like everyone was going online checking Google.
But I compared Kobe passing to Michael Jackson because I just remember those two deaths, how the world just stopped because they were so impactful to everybody. His Mamba mentality, that's going to live on forever. His legacy, his daughter too, and then his wife, how she has to deal with this two deaths at once. Like your youngest, not your oldest daughter, and then your spouse, your significant other, both of them passing. Like, I can't believe what she's going through.
It's unimaginable,
Death is not easy, man.
It's not.
Like, it's very scary, and for that to happen, like someone that we don't know personally, but it affected us still.
Yeah.
Like that just shows you like how much impact he had on everybody. For the world to stop like that, like it's just crazy. And I can't, like, I've dealt with death before in my personal life, but I was a child, so I didn't really know how to.
It didn't really hit you as much.
Like I got the sadness aspect of it, but I didn't understand why I was sad.
Yeah, exactly.
So dealing with death is really hard. And then to get that in the first month of 2020, and It was just a lot.
And to this day, you know, it's still felt.
Yeah.
And knowing that the anniversary's coming up, I can't imagine how Vanessa and the families handling all this, especially with social media, how big it is now. People are gonna be reaching out. You know, it gets overwhelming. It's like
too many people reminding you of what happened.
Yeah, you appreciate it, but it gets to a point. It's like I'm tired. Like mentally, I'm fatigued. I don't want to see it no more. So
I mean, from what she puts out there so far, she's a very strong woman.
She's blessed. She got a good, strong circle, and they're always checking up on her and making sure she's good. So.
Yeah, and I'm sure being around Kobe, how he was mentally strong, I'm sure that went off on her.
Yeah,
too,
it definitely rubbed off on her.
So I'm sure that's why she has that mama mentality too. So
of course, Mambacita. Yeah. But yeah, rest in peace to Kobe, Gianna, and everyone that was on board.
The other
that helicopter ride.
Yeah.
Very tragic. And what a fucking brutal way to start 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe was one of those guys that you thought was going to live forever with the impact that he had, not only in the basketball world, but like his second act in life outside of basketball. He was going to be very big. And all the endeavors that he was going to do. So it's unfortunate, but the show keeps going. You know, we gotta move forward.
I mean, I remember reading something. It was like, life wouldn't be worth it without knowing that you're gonna die. You know what I mean? If you knew you was gonna live forever, then you wouldn't take life seriously. You wouldn't try to achieve your goals. You know, so that's why it's worth living, because you know that death is coming. You know?
For sure.
When it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah, man. And